The morning sun peeked through the curtains, casting a soft glow across the room. Jason sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the running shoes he'd bought months ago. They were still pristine, untouched by the grime of the track or the roughness of trails. He had always admired athletes and envied their dedication, but he never saw himself as someone who could join their ranks. "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great," his friend Lisa had told him repeatedly. The words echoed in his mind as he finally decided to take the first step. Jason was a 35-year-old accountant, leading a life marked by routine and predictability. His days consisted of long hours at the office, evenings in front of the television, and weekends spent catching up on sleep. He had always been somewhat overweight, a source of constant frustration and embarrassment. His self-esteem had taken a hit over the years, and he often felt trapped in a cycle of inactivity and self-doubt. It was Lisa, his childhood friend and an avid runner, who had planted the seed of change in his mind. She had completed several marathons and always seemed to have a spark of energy and positivity that Jason found inspiring. They had been friends since grade school, and she had always believed in him, even when he didn't believe in himself. "Why don't you come for a run with me?" she had asked him one day over coffee. "It doesn't matter how fast or how far you go. Just start." That morning, Jason finally decided to take her up on the offer. He laced up his shoes, put on a comfortable outfit, and stepped out of his apartment. The air was cool and refreshing, and for the first time in a long time, he felt a glimmer of excitement. Lisa was waiting for him at the park, her face lighting up with a smile as she saw him approaching. "Ready?" she asked, her enthusiasm contagious. "As ready as I'll ever be," Jason replied, trying to suppress his nervousness. They started with a brisk walk, and Lisa talked to him about the basics of running, from proper posture to breathing techniques. Jason listened intently, grateful for her patience and encouragement. After a few minutes, they began to jog slowly. Jason's heart pounded in his chest, and his legs felt heavy, but Lisa's words kept him going. "Remember, it's not about speed. Just keep moving." The first few runs were tough. Jason struggled with soreness, fatigue, and the voice in his head telling him he wasn't cut out for this. But each time he laced up his shoes, he felt a small sense of accomplishment. Lisa was always there, cheering him on and reminding him that progress took time. As weeks turned into months, Jason noticed changes. His endurance improved, and he started to lose weight. More importantly, he felt a shift in his mindset. The self-doubt that had plagued him for so long began to fade, replaced by a growing sense of confidence. He realized that running was more than just a physical activity, it was a mental challenge, teaching him resilience and determination. One Saturday morning, Jason and Lisa decided to participate in a local 5K race. Jason was nervous, but Lisa reassured him. "It's not about winning. It's about finishing. You've come so far, and today is just another step on your journey." The race was a mixture of excitement and nerves. As Jason crossed the starting line, he felt a rush of adrenaline. The sound of footsteps and the cheers of spectators filled the air. He set a steady pace, focusing on his breathing and keeping Lisa's words in mind. Halfway through the race, fatigue set in, but he pushed through, driven by the thought of how far he'd come. As he approached the finish line, a surge of emotion overwhelmed him. He could see Lisa waiting for him, her face beaming with pride. Jason crossed the line, breathless but exhilarated. He had done it. He had started, and he had finished. Lisa hugged him tightly. "I'm so proud of you, Jason. This is just the beginning." The 5K race marked a turning point in Jason's life. He continued to run regularly, setting new goals and challenging himself in ways he had never thought possible. Running became a metaphor for his approach to life. He tackled work projects with renewed vigor, built stronger relationships, and even started volunteering at local charity runs. Over time, Jason's transformation inspired others. Colleagues at work noticed his energy and positivity, and some even joined him for morning runs. He started a blog to document his journey, sharing his struggles and triumphs with a growing audience. His story resonated with people from all walks of life, reminding them that greatness starts with a single step. Years later, Jason stood at the starting line of a marathon, reflecting on his journey. The path had been filled with challenges, but each step had brought him closer to the person he wanted to be. As the race began, he felt a deep sense of gratitude. He wasn't the same person who had hesitated to put on those running shoes. He was stronger, both physically and mentally, and he knew that the journey was far from over. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Lisa's words had been the catalyst for his transformation, and they continue to guide him. Jason smiled as he started running, knowing that every step was a testament to the power of starting and the promise of greatness. As Jason crossed the finish line of his first marathon, the cheers of the crowd and the sense of accomplishment filled his heart. Lisa was there, just as she had been at the beginning, her eyes filled with pride. Jason hugged her tightly, tears of joy streaming down his face. "Thank you, Lisa," he whispered. "I couldn't have done this without you." She smiled, wiping away her own tears. "You did this, Jason. You took that first step, and every step after that. I'm just glad I could be a part of your journey." Jason looked around at the sea of runners and supporters, feeling a deep connection to them all. They were all on their own journeys, taking their own steps towards greatness. And in that moment, he knew that he was exactly where he was meant to be. The journey of a reluctant runner had transformed into the story of a man who discovered his own strength and potential. And as Jason continued to run, he carried with him the lesson that had changed his life: greatness is within reach, but it all begins with the courage to start.